What's going on, guys? Jesse Halleck here. We're out in sunny Arizona, and it's getting warm. It's like 100, 105. I'm in a little gazebo by my house. Anyways, I wanted to go on with you guys. Devon Larratt went live yesterday, and he talked about a whole bunch of stuff. His thoughts on the King of the Table event, his thoughts about the Levon match, potentially even the Dennis match, and there's a lot of good information, a lot of amazing stuff. If you haven't watched the video, I'll put the link in the description, and you guys can watch the whole thing. It's like 2 hours long, but it's worth watching or listening to. Anyways, within that video, he shared what he changed in his approach to this match. There's some things he did differently in training that blew my mind, because I've never thought about it, but in a retrospect, it makes sense. So I'll let you guys watch that, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Actually, I'll talk a little bit about my training that was different. There was a few things that I did differently this time. I did a lot of grip. You can see, actually, I still have calluses. I never do grip. I was doing a lot of hangs from the pull-up bars, a lot of just squeezes, a lot of squeezes. I knew that this has become a bigger part of my game. I don't know why it never was, but the squeezing really helped me, and I did a ton of tricep to try and rehab my elbow, and it all worked. Oh, and I did a lot of press entrance into the press, so a lot of heavy supine. Oh my god!
All right, so there you have it. Devin just shared some of the things that he changed, some of the things that he did differently. Obviously, there's a lot more to his training, but those are some new things that he incorporated that, like he said, he's never done before. And I wanted to give my thoughts on that, on the importance of grip in arm wrestling. And it may seem insignificant, the things that he changed, but in the world of arm wrestling, or when you're in a match, it's the really small things that can make the world of a difference. And grip is not something that I've watched seminars from Todd Hutchins. I watched seminars from Devin himself, from Michael Todd, from the Russians. They do seminars with the subtitles you can watch, and nobody in any of those hours and hours of seminars that I've watched have ever even mentioned the importance of grip. And it's interesting to see Devin incorporate that in this match, and then how it translated into him being so dominant over Michael Todd, and how he said he did a lot of clamping, you could see the calluses, a lot of hangings, a lot of the finger strength, a lot of those different things, and we saw the outcome. It worked. Now why is grip such an important part of arm wrestling? Well, if you look at, if any of you guys know who Khaled is, he blew up when he was on Larry Wheel's channel. He's a world champion gripper. I don't know what they're called, like a gripper guy, but he can close the Captain Crush like 3 or 3.5. I mean, his grip is world class, right? He's a world class gripper. And when Devin gripped up with Khaled, he said that Khaled was the best non-arm wrestler he's ever arm wrestled. Is Khaled a big guy? Yeah, he's pretty big, right? But he doesn't look like Larry. He doesn't look like, a bodybuilder. He's just a pretty big dude that has a really strong grip. And Devin himself, and Michael Todd pulled him as well. Michael Todd said that Khaled was the strongest he's felt of an untrained arm wrestler. And does all that boil down to Khaled's grip? It's the only variable that's different, right? And so, is that something we as arm wrestlers should be training? I do a lot of pronation, I do a lot of supination, I do a lot of my riser, I do all the stuff that everybody talks about and we all learn and we all train. But in all my arm wrestling practices here in Arizona, everything I've watched online, everything across the board, I've always heard grip doesn't really help, right? Other than a couple of your fingers, things like that. But to hear Devin say that he added grip, and then to see that translate into what it did to Michael Todd, I'm adding that into my training. Going forward, I'm doing more grip. Today at the gym, I hung from the bars and did basically like a static hold, right? Just a dead hang for as long as I could. And I did like 5 sets, I guess you could say, holding it for like 60 seconds, whatever it was. until your fingers eventually give out. And yeah, so incorporating the grip and improving your finger strength into your training, into everything else. We'll see how it goes, but it worked. It worked for Devin, and we'll see where it goes from here. But I felt like it was important for everybody to get that piece of information. Maybe you can incorporate that into your training, see if it helps you. But if it's coming from the pound for pound #1 in the world today, I'm gonna incorporate it, and so should you. Anyways, we're gonna head back out into the sun, and we'll see you next time. Catch you later.